Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I did not see this one coming at all. Raid have banned a whole bunch of their Krakens. The number that's being banded around here is like 50, but I don't know how factual that is. But ultimately, people are being banned and they're being investigated for fraud, which is kind of nuts. I remember back in the day, and I'm talking early on, I did a video where I pulled a ridiculous amount of shards. Like, my finger couldn't take any more shard pulling from it. And this dude was just, I thought, a hyper Kraken. Turned out, like, about 3 weeks after I did the video, that account was banned because he was trying to recapture all of the money he'd spent on packs, saying that they were bought incorrectly or whatever. This is a different situation to that, but it's not the first time I've seen someone being banned for like fraudulent purchases, that type of stuff. But this one's going out en masse, and it's going out en masse to really some of the bigger spenders in Raid. Or are they? We feel like they're big spenders, but are they actually spending as we think they are? Because the reason they're being banned here is the fraud element. So this is the way it's going down. And I've not done this before, so don't try and grab me into the mix. I'm reading the way this works, okay? So obviously you can come into Raid, any old pack is available. It's sold in your currency. Yeah, sold in your currency. Some places of the world will have better value packs to you because their cost of living is much different. Their general income is much different. And Raid being a global business, they understand those type of metrics. And if they want to, go into some less developed parts of the world, which they would do, then obviously they need to have pack prices which represent the type of cost that they could afford in those places. And there's massive differences between UK to Europe, in terms of GBP to EU, massive differences between GBP to US. And a number of times people have said to me, why don't you just log in with a VPN and pretend you're, another currency to get a better deal? I've never done it, but I could definitely see the attraction in it because packs, as we know, are kind of crazy prices. We saw a pack the other day, straight up was like $150, £150 for me. And you got another pack here, which probably, when you buy it all up, is going to be the best part of 250 if you bought the whole lot. Like, packs are not cheap in this game. So let's get into the nitty gritty of what's going on here. People are being banned. It looks like what they're doing is setting up a virtual Revolute account. Yeah, so we've got this kind of business here which sets up basically like online banking or online credit card type of stuff. But you can set up a Google Play or Android account with this card using an address in a country with a good exchange rate or basically zero tax, negligible tax. So just the tax thing is kind of nuts. You could save probably the best part of 25 or so % of your purchase if you just remove the tax element. So that's a big thing. But also if you're getting crazy exchange rates in certain currencies, then your money just goes a lot further. Okay. So you load up the local currency, you make all your purchases on that account. And just saying here, and I'm reading this off so that I don't get it wrong, reports that you can get something like 70% discounted rates with this. Yeah, so there's a name being banded around. I don't really want to throw names out there because I've not spoke to this person myself, but certainly what you might find is in some big clans, like any clans, you might find that people suddenly are not logging in as you would normally expect them to log in. Yeah, it could be any clan, but you might find, I can't even click on my own. You might find that some people suddenly go days without logging in whilst they're being investigated. So that's pretty nuts. There is a thing here, like a verified seller. So looks like somebody does all the loading up on the behalf of other people in these currencies and then sells that currency on or sells those Resolute cards on and basically pockets a percentage of the gain. So someone's doing all of the work, pockets like the 15% in his back pocket, and then everyone else is benefiting from these crazy low rates or crazy low prices. says here, I'm just reading this off. Of course, this can work with other games, but in the end, it's fraud if you're using currency for a country. For example, Iraq apparently has got really low like currency value at the minute, so that rate has soared, and obviously you don't get like a European tax or whatever on that currency, so it could end up being a crazy difference. So anyway, it looks like about 50 or so Krakens are being investigated for this. Now, the other angle to this, it's not just, is this right or wrong? Some of you will probably be like, you know what, Raid are overpriced. Fair play if people are finding a way around it. Some will be on that side of the fence, and I kind of get the sentiment. Some people will just be straight up, this is wrong, it's fraud, whatever. But the other side of this is that Raid are banning Krakens, and Krakens are the lifeblood of spending when it comes to, the crazy events that they keep dropping out. Yeah, this is not the average player that will spend tons on packs for this. Krakens massively outweigh the kind of minnows in terms of their spending. We can see it whenever we do something like a global tournament, but this global soul chase going on right now, which, by the way, is a farce. This is one of the worst implementations Raid's ever done. But anyway, so that's a different story. But, if you look at, oh my God, I hadn't even seen it, to be fair. If you look at the top dudes here, 30-odd thousand points worth of soul stones. Now, they might have been saving forever. I don't know the detail of any of these dudes. But that is crazy spending over time. Even if it's not all right now, that's crazy amounts of soul stones that he's pulling there. Yeah, and even like the rest of them, I was thinking it was going to see like 10k. This is still a crazy number. Or they just went back to back, getting super lucky, getting like 6-star legendaries. It's one of those two, basically. Okay, so the Krakens massively outweigh what's going on with the minnows, like massively. So for Raid to be banning them, or at least investigating them, banning them short term, that's a big hole in Raid's income for a period of time, which means that this is super serious. Yeah, it's super serious to the point where the people that are dealing, if you like, it feels like it's a dealing type of mentality. People that are dealing this, potentially that's like prison sentence type stuff. Yeah, the people that have kind of bought the product probably will end up being unbanned over time, I would have thought. But this is probably being pushed, I would have thought, by either Google Play or, like a body above Raid. I wouldn't have thought Raid had just turned this on. I would have thought that Raid are being asked to investigate some kind of like dodgy stuff. I mean, I need to keep an eye on this sort of thing. We're obviously building Fateless games, and the first game we're looking to build will be a hero collector. This is the type of stuff that really was not on my radar, and obviously I need to get it on my radar because all this type of stuff obviously happens in the back end where people are looking for a better deal or better kind of setup. But there you go. I mean, it's a pretty crazy one, honestly, and I wonder how many of those kind of Krakens or whales or whatever just get their accounts back with either a charge or a slap on the wrist or whatever, I don't know. Or whether that's just it. They're gone. If they're gone, I mean, that's quite a few like plat level players will be gone overnight. I would have thought. Maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm not seeing, certainly like my clan, I'm not seeing people discussing, I don't see plans again. I'm not seeing people discussing, like the mad guys. They seem to be not being drawn into this. So, maybe the kind of like the real top players are not getting in the mix of this, and it might be the next level down. Who cares, honestly? There's definitely just going to be, a bunch of players that are top end accounts suddenly have disappeared overnight. There you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades, bit of a crazy one. I'll see you later.